The Blade Staff is a hard mode summon weapon in Terraria. It has a fun little quirk where at the cost of base damage, it negates 25 points of enemy defense when attacking. Coupled with its insane attacking speed, it should be a good weapon, right? Well, during this two-part challenge, I'm going to be beating Terraria with just the Blade Staff. This video will cover pre-hard mode, and the next video will cover hard mode. Whenever I get to finishing it. So join me as I tackle Terraria with just the Blade Staff. The first thing I did was use Builder's Workshop to get the Blade Staff. Oh, wait, hold on, sorry. This is too early. Let me just, where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so now the first thing I did was collect some wood and begin my cave exploration phase. With the magic purple knife, I should be perfectly fine, especially at the very beginning of the game. And with Lady Luck on my side, I found my first golden chest of the challenge. With such a pretty disappointing cave, I decided to go back to the surface and explore a bit. So off to the right I went. I guess you could say the RNG favors me. I mean, I understand it. I am pretty great. So using my new blanket, I flew directly into this. It was at this time that I had a realization. I had to stop jonkling off and get to work. So I hightailed my purple behind to the ice biome where I cut down every last vile beast in my sight. Oh yeah, and I also got some Eskimo armor, which was quickly replaced by the Viking helmet and Flink's fur coat. Now at this time I decided it was time to get kinky. So I started building houses to get the zoologist and get that whip. Oh man, what was I thinking when I wrote this? This script is just something else. So once I erected some buildings, I went off in search of more mobs to fill in the bestiary, with that journey eventually finding me in the jungle, where I realized I could now craft my own whip. I'm actually not sure how I forgot this existed, but it doesn't really matter now. Using my summons, I was able to easily defeat the hornets and man-eaters I needed to collect their succulent droppings. At some point in time, I found a suspicious-looking eye in a chest and decided that once the snapthorn was crafting up, At some point in time, I found a suspicious-looking eye in a chest, and decided that once the snapthorn was crafted up, I would summon it. So after returning to the jungle to get a couple extra resources, I got the first whip of the challenge. Don't you just love getting the worst possible outcome? It's like biting into a burger, but there's a tomato on it. You can hit me in the comments if you want, but I'm a certified tomato hater. I thought about waiting to get the Goblin Tinkerer to reforge it before I fought the eye, but I was pretty sure my summons could take it down pretty easily, so I consumed the suspicious-looking eye. And yeah, I took it down in like 30 seconds. Seeing that really made me think this run was possible. I was having some doubts about it, but figured I'd be fine. And if I'm not fine, then that's a problem for future Thundicry. Anyway, I went to the ocean for, some reason. I'm not actually sure why. I don't take notes when I record these. And I didn't really feel like watching the recording back to figure out what I was saying, but I'm pretty sure I wanted water walking boots, and even if that was the reason, I didn't even get any. The next thing I did was make my way to the corruption. I then smashed some shadow orbs, enabling the goblin army to spawn. My accessories needed combining, and I want to do it sooner rather than later. Now, here's where I do something that will help me the rest of the challenge, but I'm going to absolutely hate. Fishing. For those who haven't absorbed Terraria knowledge in their minds for years like I have, there's a fish that you can find in the underground jungle. The variegated. The variegated lardfish. When combined with Moonglow and a bottle of water, you get the Summoning Potion, enabling you to have an extra summon slot for 8 minutes. So for the next half hour, I fished until all my bait was gone. Okay, finally ran out of that bait. It took longer than I wanted to, but it totaled with me getting 33 Neon Tetra, 56 Bass, 11 Specular Fish, 4 Armored Cavefish, 2 Stinkfish, 19 Variegated Lardfish, which is actually really good, 9 Bombfish, 17 Wooden Crates, 3 Iron Crates, and a Golden Crate. Now, even masturbators such as myself need to do busy work, So I built some houses, collected stars, and filled some bottles with water for potions. I noticed that some goblins were approaching my humble base, so for some extra defense I crafted some silver greaves. The enchanted daggers absolutely decimated the army. So not long after they arrived, I began slaying them all, dwindling their numbers down to the single digits. Once that was taken care of, I made my way over to Skeletron's dungeon and began constructing an arena. I didn't pay much attention when playing, but now looking back and seeing them do 1 damage to his head made me realize that's probably how most of hard mode is going to be. But hey, this is pre-hard mode still, so I'll be mentally stable for a bit longer. The hands went down pretty quickly, especially with my extra summon from the summoning potion. Soon after that, Skeletron himself went down. It seems not even giant cursed skulls are immune to enchanted knives. Ha ha! The main thing I was searching for here was the bewitching table. When interacted with, I get an additional extra summon on top of the summoning potion. Plus I could keep the buff until I die, so I don't really need to worry about it running out on me. While here, I also collected some bones to craft the spinal tap. I didn't mention it earlier, but I was able to find a beehive pretty early on. So with all my new gear, I grabbed some potions and went to overthrow the Buzzy Monarch. I had a total of 4 summons at this point, so I knew it was going to be a breeze. I quickly demolished her and got 21 bee wax, a little shy of how many I really needed, 30. So I made some abominations and took down 2 more bees to craft my first full summoner set, the bee armor. Oh yeah, I also went to the corruption again and whooped the Easter of Worlds. Okay. I also figured out now was a pretty good time to make my way to the Underworld. The thing is though that I didn't really feel like doing it myself, so... With the elevator that I, did, it was about time that I got immunity to fall damage. So I traversed the mighty islands floating with the gods and grabbed a lucky horseshoe. With my tsunami in a bottle though, I couldn't use a normal balloon to combine my accessories. I needed the balloon pufferfish. And with that, I baited like a master once again and tried my luck at fishing it up. Jelly Boy decided to send his jelly boys after me, so I widowy fwicked them until the slimy monarch spawned. And I killed him in like 20 seconds. And then while straight baiting it, I got the mini minotaur. Guys, I feel like this is a reference to something, so if anyone knows, let me know down in the comments below. I was fishing for about an hour at this point and was honestly just fed up with it and decided to take a break. So I went home and grabbed my shadow key and went to hell. I was hoping for some of the good potions like Life Force and Inferno. I also sold all the weapons for some extra doubloons. Yar, I love doubloons! I was feeling not totally 100% burned out of fishing again, so I went back, and I eventually got it. I don't think there's going to be too much more fishing in the playthrough, so I'll have to stop straight baiting it on this character. Now that I was finally immune to fall damage, it was time to get the remaining accessories I needed before taking on the Wolf. At this point, I've got 5 max summons, but would you believe me if I said you could get 6 in pre-hard mode? The Witch Doctor is an NPC that moves in after defeating the Queen Bee and sells various summoner-related items throughout the course of the game, one of them being the Pygmy Necklace, which increases the player's summon slots by 1. So without a moment to lose, I erected yet another wooden shack. And once the Doctor moved in, I got my grummy mitts on the Pygmy Necklace, allowing me So once the Doctor moved in, I got my grummy mitts on the Pygmy Necklace, allowing me to have a total of 6 minions in pre-hard mode. I didn't have max health or lightning boots yet, but still thought I'd give the Wall of Flesh a shot. Before I summoned the dastardly amalgamation of flesh and hatred, I made sure the main path was clear, clearing walls and placing some bridges over extra large lava pools. Then I spent a bit of time finding a voodoo demon, as per usual, but once I had the doll, I tossed it into lava and began the fight. I'll let you guys watch the full fight. It, totally isn't just to increase the video length. You know, I have to show you guys the major fights for, cinematic reasons. Yes, totally. Thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.